Lots going on today, lots of processions around the country. Well, 4 main processions around the country. And let me take you to the image of Emily Wilding Davison throwing herself in front of the King's Horse at the Epsom Derby in 1913. It's one of the most enduring pictures of the suffrage movement. But there's been new footage which has been unearthed in the British Film Institute after a writer who was researching a play on Davison picked her out from the crowd. Deborah Clare, I do identify the suffragette, joins us now with her daughters Neve and Esme. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
It's always funny seeing yourself on the screen, isn't it, on the television screens. Tell us about this footage that you found, because it's all part of a play that you're involved in.
That's right, yes. I was doing some research for our play, A Necessary Woman, and I needed to find some film footage because we were previewing the performance in an old cinema. And I went online onto the BFI website. This is the amazing thing. BFI have a digitized program now where you can, for free, view all of this wonderful footage. And I was watching a procession. I picked it because of the date, because it was something like June 1910. That's very close to when our play is set, because we're doing a play about Emily hiding in the cupboard in Parliament. And just looking through the march, just quite casually, all of a sudden, I saw Emily. She just leapt out at me. I think you can see her here, can't you? And there's another lady that goes by in a similar gown, and I thought, just
there
as
she
I
is,
thought that, there
just
she
highlighted
is.
her.
There she is.
And you'll just have to tell us the story of Emily Davison for anyone who's watching. So she was trying to avoid the 1911 census.
Yes, in the play that we've written, I've co-written it with Philippa Urquhart. Yes, she was trying to avoid the 1911 census. And so women all over the country that evening, 2nd of April 1911, were hiding, avoiding, evading, disrupting the census in any way they could. Clever old Emily Davison decided to do that by hiding in Parliament. But there's another part of the story that lots of people know about her hiding in the cupboard. They don't know that she actually planned to break into the House of Commons on the Monday morning and jump up during Prime Minister's questions and make a speech. So we found this out and we put this speech in our play at the end.
So you're going to have to explain, Esme and Neve, dressed up as well, as you are, of course. Today there are lots of marches happening around the country.
Yes, there are marches going on in 4 separate cities, aren't there? We're not able to march today because we've got to race down to Kent to do another performance. But yes, women, girls of all different ages are all marching together to commemorate the 100 years that women have had the vote. And so it's a great celebration. And we're also trying to inspire young women like Neve and Esme to carry on the progress, because there is still a lot of progress to be made.
Neve, are you learning lots from Mum about what's happened in terms of the suffrage movement?
Yes, she's been telling me about it and saying that it was an amazing time in history, and that we should always remember these amazing women and what they did.
Esme, what do you think about it all?
I think it was quite amazing.
Seems quite weird, doesn't it? That women didn't have the rights that we've got now today, doesn't it? That we couldn't do the same things that we can do now. It's a good lesson to learn, obviously. And the question we've been talking to people who have been part of these marches today. Do you think, especially in recent times, we're seeing a rapid change, aren't we, in attitudes towards women and equal pay, for example, and treatment of women, sexual harassment, and what is acceptable and what isn't?
Just in the last couple of years, we are all of a sudden, but it's been a long time since we got the vote. So I often wonder what the suffragettes would have thought about the progress we've made. But yes, there is a shift now, isn't there? And let's hope we can gather some momentum and really make a fantastic change for women.
And it's interesting, as you discovered that footage from the BFI, what would you say to anyone who's kind of got some archive, out there? That you never know what's in someone's loft or garage.
Get it out and look through it. There are some real treasures in there. These films are freely available to have. Anyone can have a look, the public, and any discovery you make, whether it's an event, a place, a person, contact who owns the film and let's learn from this.
Deborah, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you very much. Neve, Esme, thank you very much for sitting on the sofa with us today. This is where we'll leave you on breakfast this morning. Just to remind you, Kim Jong-un has arrived now in Singapore. He's been welcomed by the foreign minister there ahead of a summit with President Trump. More coverage of that on the news channel. Do have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.